Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is your time, my name is Mana. Hello. What's up everyone? Buffy time. Last time on Buffy, Willow became a cool detective instead of taking drugs. That's nice, I support her in that choice. But more importantly, Buffy gaslit a social worker, torture her. I mean, kind of trying to save Dawn from being taken away, but also it felt like a little petty. So I don't know how I feel about that. But clearly what was happening is that in that episode, Buffy kind of wanted to let loose to a degree that she should not have. Because it felt like she was running away from her responsibilities that come as a result of just being an adult woman in the real world, which she is struggling with, especially since she just came down from heaven where she didn't have to worry about anything anymore. So now she has to worry about a bunch of shit that she normally shouldn't have, except Willow brought her back. And previous episode, because she was turned invisible by the dumbass trio, she used that opportunity to just kind of let loose and just kind of have fun, do things that she would otherwise have some sort of like attachment to. She was like, oh, I'm not attached to anything, I can just do whatever. So then she decided to indulge. She went and started just fucking around with random people on the streets, just making fun of them or like pranking them, I suppose. Gaslit that social worker. Xander and Anya were worried about trying to find a solution, and Buffy was like, yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna fuck around. And then she also went and had sex with Spike. Like actively, she was like, all right, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I love this guy's dick, so I'm just gonna go get it. Which was interesting, and I kind of like that because we just get to see how Buffy just admits it. She's just like admits it to herself that like, fine, I want to bang this dude. Like, I'm not gonna even pretend anymore. I really just want to have sex with this man. So she goes for it, and Spike is the one that actually kicks her out, not before they had sex, because he wanted to, but it's more so that he felt almost betrayed by the fact that Buffy wanted to have sex with him under the condition that there was no attachment, and Spike was like, but I want the attachment. Like, I actually want this. I want you, you know? I don't want you, the one that's ashamed of doing anything that's real with me. I actually want the real thing. So that's why he kind of got upset. And he was like, you should go and stop doing this thing. Because also Spike I will say, Spike has a higher wisdom score than Buffy Summers. Buffy Summers' wisdom is not very high. That's what I would say. Anyway. That's what happened previous episode. And there was a moment with Dawn that I like, where Dawn was kind of the person who kind of dragged Buffy down to earth, and it's like, no, like, stop fucking around, stop joking around. Like Dawn is the one that is actually thinking about things that are serious, but more so it's because Dawn feels like nobody wants to be with her. Because if people are constantly running away into their responsibilities, and Dawn is her responsibility, then it's like, well, you don't want to be with me then. You don't care about me. And of course, Dawn feels on some level offended by that. And I like that was a moment that kind of gave Buffy a clarity of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. And then she was told that she was gonna die, and then she was like, oh, okay, maybe I should care. So we are starting to have a little bit of Buffy starting to care about being alive once more, which is, takes us a while to get there, but we are getting there, it seems. And Willow did not take drugs previous episode, so, good for her. Let's see how many weeks she makes it in. Alright, that was previous episode. I don't think there's much else to say. Let's just go and watch this next one. Patreon! Check out the Patreon. Look at the description below, pop up on screen. You can support the channel, and you can watch the next 2 episode reactions already, early access, as well as full-length reactions and Angel Watch-alongs. Okay, let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 6, Episode 12. Let's go.
Previously.
So you three have what?
We're your arch nemesis. Sees.
Like, nobody believes that.
No more spells. I'm finished.
There's some money stuff we're gonna have to talk to you about.
Oh, the money?
I think I figured it out.
So is this the episode where Buffy gets a job?
You should have seen their headquarters. It was like the nerd natural habitat. Buffy was gonna go in there and bust them on the spot.
Speaking of Buffy, isn't she ready? She's gonna be late for her first day.
Oh. Did she get a job?
Buffy went in, but they'd cleared out. And then she brought back the stuff that they left. A couple of rare things, charmed objects, and a conjurer's harp.
She's talking about it as if she loves
Stuff,
drugs. Yeah.
razor scooter.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Woman on Enterprise.
Ooh.
I need to watch Star Trek. Question: if I watch Star Trek on the channel, would you guys watch that?
Welcome to today's episode of Go Money Go. I hear it daily.
Yep, for the rest of your life.
But the supervillain.
His fucking face.
Without labor, there can be no payment, and vice versa. The workers are the tools that shape America.
Good to know. I was kind of feeling like a tool, and now I know why.
Hell yeah. What, is she gonna job at Chuck E. Cheese? Like, I don't know what that uniform is, but it looks like a restaurant for children. So I guess we're kind of going back to retail. Is that retail? I suppose it is. It would count as retail, wouldn't it? You know, the worst type of job you can have.
You've seen us in your city or small town across the American
Doublemeat Palace?
delicious food from our happy employees.
Oh my god, this video transitions suck ass. The quality of this images sucks ass so bad. It's so good.
This cow and this chicken don't know it yet. but
I
they're
love
destined
this
to
video
become part of it as
editing.
well. Let's take a look now at the process of harvesting these two special meats.
Wait, we have to watch that?
Holy crap.
What is this like employee orient? I mean, I should ask, is this like real? People who maybe have been in a similar experience. Do you have to sit here and watch how they slaughter the cows and the chicken during like your employee orientation or whatever? God, I love how
I'm Manny
miserable
the
this guy
manager.
looks.
It's not a joke.
Manny the manager.
Right.
Not a joke. Got it.
Why do you want to work here, Buffy?
Well, I kind of need money pretty quickly, and I figured this was probably the fastest way to... because I wanted to be part of the double meat experience.
Good answer.
Philip, Timothy, this is Buffy. She's gonna work the counter.
What happened to the other one? Catherine.
Emily?
Yeah, she's gone.
Love how this just turned into like a weird, fucked up horror movie, almost.
Watch these two. They're lifers.
Lifers?
In it for life, like me. You put the work in, and 10 years from now, you'll be where I am. I promise you. This is the kitchen, the beating heart of the Doublemeat Palace.
Everything's miserable. Everyone's miserable.
They're also identical.
Yeah,
Everyone's in uniform. Everyone is uniform.
look. The double meat medley.
Oh, I know the medley.
A classic double-decker with a twist. Eat it.
Oh, you know, I had a big breakfast. I'll just wait for...
Why would
Oh,
why would this be part of the process?
smells so good. So, what is the secret ingredient?
It's a meat process. Now I think it's time to start earning your money, don't you, Buffy?
Like, I would believe that they wouldn't want you to like do anything that is unnecessary. But it seems like they're just trying to like mind control her into believing that this is the dream job. At least from Manny.
I prefer the one that goes, Manny's a humorless dolt who picks the pocket if he should bite me.
You really need to be quiet with that.
Maybe Manny's a demon. You know? That's how we deal with
I'd
problems
like
in
a
this show.
small coffee and cherry pie.
That's $1.92, ma'am.
This guy's gonna die, by the way.
Buttons, it was like button palooza.
No, it's easy. Here, why don't you take the next one, the family, the regulars.
Oh god. No. She's gonna
New.
I come here every day. You really might make it, dear. Not like some of them where suddenly you never see them again. I can see you here for a long
I mean,
time.
we have these like alarm bells of like, you know, they're eating the people are the meat, you know? And that could be the case, but I think that would be a little too dark for this show. I remember hearing people talk about like working at McDonald's and it's like, well, you kind of eat the McDonald's food. Like that's like your lunch. You know, you gotta. They didn't even give it to you for free. They give you like a discount, and it's like, well, fine. I guess I'll just spend part of my like below minimum wage salary eating my own lunch.
Sorry. I was just curious.
Again, all these alarm bells.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Are we eating cats? Are we eating people?
Cat burgers.
Yeah.
Hey, Buffy. We're here to support your subsistence level employment. Bravo.
Thank you. This is cool of you guys.
So, Bub, how's it going?
We can chat during the job.
I waitressed before, but this is different.
When have you waitressed?
That summer in LA.
Yeah, when we run away.
I think there's something wrong here.
No, this is just normal. That's kind of the thing.
There's this manager, right?
Now he's normal.
And the people that work here, they're kind of strange.
No, this is just the way it is.
It's fast food. I've swum these murky waters, my friend. I think you're seeing demons where there's just life.
It's just a vibe. But you guys still haven't seen this manager.
Isn't that him over there?
Yeah, with his saddle shoes.
The glasses?
I don't know.
So something is gonna be wrong with him and with the place, but I would really like it if there wasn't.
How's about one of those delicious medley meals?
There you go. And I double-sized it for you.
Oh, thank you.
And cut way back on the cat.
Hot?
Just kidding. Probably.
I do love the idea of an episode where it's just like, she's working at McDonald's and it sucks. Everyone's creepy and weird, and it's just like, no, this is just what working at McDonald's is like. It just sucks the soul out of you.
Downtime robs us all.
Let's quote Manny. There's no one here.
Sure there is. Look.
Manny's everywhere. Oh, it's Spike! How many minutes has it been? 14? Damn, that's a new record.
Service me.
Order something or go.
He asked what's up with the chicken nuggets.
Eyes to adjust. Damn fluorescent lights. Make me look dead.
You are dead.
Some demons love them. Not the kind of demon you are, love.
I don't know why you can hit me, but I'm not a demon.
That why you took this job? Prove something to yourself.
Wants to feel normal.
Buffy,
Please don't make this harder.
you're better than this.
This is sounding too wise. He's about to say something stupid.
You're gonna get out of here. This place will do stuff to you. This place will kill you.
So figuratively or literally? That's the thing about Spike for me is that like I agree with what he said, but he said it just so he can go like leave with me, you know? Oh damn, he got turned into a nugget. I love how I immediately knew that guy was dead.
I'm moving Timothy to counter. You're on grill. I've been watching you.
But I don't know how to grill.
Everything he says is just sounds creepy.
This is the last day you'll ever be able to say that.
Dude, can you have like one normal thing you say?
You put the beef on the grill, hit the button, then it beeps.
Repeat until insane.
Eliminates variation. Every burger at every Doublemeat Palace is the same. People don't like variation.
Got it. So, what's the secret ingredient?
It's the meat process.
But what is it?
Just the name of the process.
Oh.
I love how they really want to emphasize how every single step, every single interaction, everything about this place will drive you insane.
Skin, hair, nostrils, inside your ears.
My guy, what are you saying?
You want to look inside my ears?
Right, cool.
Once I noticed I couldn't hear and went to the doctor. He said it was grease. It made a plug.
Oh.
Oh. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Buffy, you're working a double shift.
Another 8 hours?
You get paid for it, plus an extra free double meat medley.
Yay.
And that was Buffy. She's working late, so I might have to go.
I have been called, and vengeance shall I wreak.
No, this is one of the people invited to the wedding.
How freck? Anyanka? Oh my god!
Her voice immediately shifted.
You know each other?
Well, yeah.
Funny how
Obviously.
I didn't summon you to kill Xander. I called to invite you to our wedding.
Oh my, what an embarrassing mistake. Oh my god, gorgeous. I guess I got the message garbled. You know how it is. Half the time, I have no idea if I'm maiming the right guy.
Well, you know, we're always just maiming random guys.
You're marrying that man with the large upper arms?
That's a description.
Why?
Why?
Because I love him.
That's what everyone says.
We're gonna be very happy together.
That's what everyone says.
What?
I mean, clearly her reaction would be that. We're vengeance demons. All we do is kill unfaithful men or whatever.
Boiling with nothing in it. Sometimes it does that. They say bugs fall in there. Oh, I'm back. You can go on your break now.
How many days is she gonna make it before she's like, all right, you know what? Okay, it was like 2 minutes, actually.
Do you want something?
I don't know if you wanted to keep it or
Oh, the rat cage? Well, that was her house for like a while, so
Not much, but it's home.
some kind of attachment to it. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I hear you got this whole cold turkey thing going on. How's that going? It's good. It was hard at first, but it's better now. I'm getting my focus back.
She looks so jittery.
Mm.
And she can tell.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. She highlighted the whole page.
So this is it, huh? You're never gonna feel how it made you feel. Hey, well.
Want to see something cool.
Potestas.
What?
Stop touching things.
It's a gift. It came from me. Completely legal.
It's so interesting how Amy went from a joke character to like that friend that wants to get you into trouble. Let me ruin your life. The meat produce. Is that a human finger? I wouldn't be surprised if she was hallucinating this.
Want to tell me what's going on?
Well, maybe Gary did come in this morning. There was an accident and he got himself to the hospital.
Or maybe he's in the grinder, huh? Maybe Gary's on the grill. Or maybe he's under the pickle.
Gary's just gonna like walk in.
Buffy!
Stop, everybody!
Oh my god.
The meat layer, it's definitely people! It's people!
What are you doing? I thought you were part of the team!
You are fired.
Tell me more about Xander.
He's very kind and brave. He loves me. I mean, sometimes it isn't easy, but he does.
Who told you that it isn't easy to love you?
Well, you know, I'll do something or say something, and he has to say stuff like, observe, here's how a real human would behave.
Oh, so he corrects you?
Okay, you have to stop doing that. I love Xander.
I'm sorry. I was just curious. You know, you don't have to say another thing about it if you're not comfortable.
She has nothing but judgy eyes whenever she sips.
I call an emergency meeting, and this is it. There's something wrong with the Doublemeat Palace. Really wrong. We need to analyze that burger. We need to find out if it used to be people.
What?
Xander, you ate the burger?
Well, she didn't say not to eat it.
I needed that burger to analyze it. Now I'm gonna have to get another one.
That's your problem with this scenario? You getting seconds?
Late, sorry. I was reading for school. Well, highlighting anyway. What are we doing? Let's jump right in. Did Xander say something about food?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want any.
Just tell them. I mean, she's afraid that they're gonna judge her, but just tell them.
Bad.
Well, Xander ate the burger. Is there any way for sure to figure out what it was?
Oh, yeah, I can use science. You ate it?
Okay, good. You guys get working on that. It's after closing, so I'm gonna go there and see what I can find out.
Cool. You go. We'll be good.
Dan can tell.
Are you okay?
I'm just worried about Buffy. She could be walking into anything.
Watch Spike put that finger in there just to freak Buffy out, so Buffy would quit or get herself fired. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, that finger was like fresh, right?
Manny?
It was in the pile of meat that was just being disposed in the moment, so it couldn't have been an old finger.
Manny?
All right.
You really were a lifer.
Don't need magic.
My friend Janice, her sister's a lawyer.
You think I should sue over the burger?
No, I just mean Buffy's never gonna be a lawyer or a doctor. I could still grow up to be anything, but for her, this is it.
I like how Dawn is having
Okay,
this
but
like.
maybe you'll be a lawyer or a doctor and you can use all your money to support your deadbeat sister.
Well, you have
Oh,
to
that's
phrase it like
certainly
that,
better.
man.
Thanks.
Hey guys, I think I've got it. I made a solution that reacts to the proteins in human blood.
I'm here.
Hey, did your friend have a good time and then leave?
She's gone.
So the way she looked, that wasn't what you used to look like, was it?
Being
Is there
judgmental.
something wrong with that? I mean, did you think she was unattractive?
Well, hun, she was a little, there was some veniness.
Hold this. If the solution reacts to the proteins, then I'll be able to
I can't think of a more dysfunctional main cast right now.
What do you see?
There's no reaction.
Oh, God, no. There's no reaction.
Which means it's not human.
It's not human. It's not human?
No. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. Cellulose? There's something weird here.
What's actually going on over at McDonald's? We all wonder.
Scalp?
Wig lady?
Wig lady, is that what they call me? I mean, I have to do something to hide this.
What the fuck is that?
It's paralyzing. Don't try to move, dear.
I have to give it to this show. This is like one of the most fucked up enemies we've encountered. I hate looking at it. I hate it.
Oh, I just love the paralysis.
I was gonna say Spike, but I guess Willow can help. Just gonna need to have to use some magic for it, probably.
I know you're under there.
God, she looks so fucked up. Like, the eyelids look so weird.
I can't see you inside. Buffy, if you're in there, the burger isn't people. It's all processed vegetables. Isn't that weird? Buffy, something happened today, and it wasn't my fault. It was Amy's power, but it felt like I was doing everything myself. And I couldn't stop. And now it's gone, and I feel kind of shaky, and like I need it. Buffy.
She's having this whole, like, talking to my friend, venting about it, but she doesn't even know Buffy's on the other side. Willow, I'm gonna need you to do some magic and help out.
Buffy!
Is it?
Missed me.
Is that it? Throw that shit into the grinder. I hate it.
Buffy.
I really hate it.
I did it. I killed her, Buffy. Look.
Didn't even use magic, actually. Good job.
Ew.
Yeah.
Amy.
Can I come in?
No!
I really can't.
What?
Amy, how?
What's up? You didn't like your birthday present?
Clearly not!
You're
What do you
telling me
think was
you
gonna
didn't have
happen?
a genuine blast.
No, she didn't.
Come on, that was a sweet spell.
You don't get it. What you did to me was wrong.
You're not denying that you had fun.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, sharp argument you got there. Were you on the debate team? I forget. I forgot a lot while you were failing to make me be not a rat.
Amy, if you really are my friend, you better stay away from me. And if you really aren't, you better stay away from me.
Sure. Okay. Seems like we're turning Amy into an antagonist of sorts. Interesting.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Buffy Summers.
I'm Lorraine Ross. They called me in when Manny did his disappearing act. Buffy Summers. I heard about you. Caused a big scene.
Oh, practical jokes, not really right for the workplace. I so get that now.
Yeah, what's the joke? Don't worry.
The double meat medley is vegetables?
Close the door. Buffy, you know something powerful here. Do you understand that? You can't spread this around.
It's a valuable secret, isn't it?
Are you gonna blackmail them? You're gonna blackmail McDonald's?
Well, I want to work.
Oh, you want to keep the job.
I'd really like to not be fired anymore.
I don't want any more practical jokes.
Alright. At least this manager seems decent.
I think you cannot be fired.
Thank you.
I love that the creepy music started playing immediately when she said, "You're not fired."
I don't like short timers, Buffy. I like people who want to be here.
Yes, you need to be part of the ecosystem. You need to integrate fully. You need to dedicate every aspect of your life to McDonald's. One day you're going to be like me.
For this from here on out.
Right. Here on out.
Remember, you're trapped in here forever. Okay. So on this episode, Buffy gets a job, and it's just about the worst job you could get. Okay, Buffy's working at McDonald's. Or like I keep saying McDonald's, but she's working at some, fictitious fast food chain. It's not nearly as big as McDonald's, but it is part of a chain that has multiple buildings throughout. I think they said the state, California. Maybe it's the country, I don't know. So really she's working at Five Guys or something like that. I don't know. I'm not American. I'm just throwing random names out here. But okay. So this entire episode, like, I like how like I kind of get the vibe of the show at this point, because like when all that shit was happening, I was like, all right, that guy's gonna die, and there's gonna be some dumb, stupid, fucked up demon shit. But it is not going to be what she thinks, which is she has to think of like, we're essentially throwing people into the meat grinder and using them as the special meat produce. But the answer is that actually that's not the case. In fact, they're using vegetables. They're not even using meat because vegetable is cheaper. We just throw it with some like beef fat in order to give it the fat flavor, but it's not actual beef. And that's like the big revelation at the end. And it's just like, okay, Buffy's gonna use that to get her job, to keep her job. But yeah, no, it's like, again, I immediately noticed early in the episode how it's like, okay, we have all this like creepy signs, and the music is this like creepy tune that keeps looping and repeating and looping and repeating. And it is this thing of like everyone that works here looks dead. They seem like they have their like souls and brains like sucked out of them. They all look like drones. Everyone's just saying weird shit. Everyone just looks everyone looks so uneasy and uncomfortable, and it all, and the music too, the way it's looping as it repeats the same thing over and over again, which is what the job is. Like everything about the place seemed to be just so hellish, and like there's something wrong. And in my head, all I can think about is like, yeah, no, that's just the way that it is. That like Buffy's like there has to be something wrong here, There have to be killing people and using them as like part of the procedure, and it's just like, no, not really. That's not what's happening. This is just the way it is. This is just a fast food service. Like, this is just the industry. Like, Buffy has to learn about it firsthand. She has never been there before, but it's like, no, this is just the way the industry works, actually. This is just the way it is. I'm sorry, girl. Like, there's nothing weird here. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it's always been. So, like, a huge chunk of the episode was essentially just that. It was essentially giving you an incredible, like, set of fucked up situations and examples, and then it wants you to believe that there is something wrong, and then there actually isn't. I'm going to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure once more. One of my favorite episodes of Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, just gets right there, is an episode called Let's Go Eat Italian Food. Spoilers for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, but in that episode, they go to an Italian restaurant that is like right near, it's next to a cemetery, and the chef, you go there, and the chef is like, oh, there's no menu, I decide what food you're gonna eat. It depends on the customer. And then he looks at your hand and he's like, oh, I can see that there's, okay, you seem to have these conditions, these problems. Okay, you didn't sleep well last night. Your shoulder hurts, that kind of stuff. And then he brings you food, and then your skin falls off. Your teeth shoot out. Your guts explode. Your eyes, like the white part of your eyes, start like melting off. But it's okay because, you feel better afterwards. Your guts exploded, but that's fine. Your digestive system is better now, actually. Like your skin fell off, but that was dead skin. Your shoulder feels better now. That kind of stuff. So, and that is an episode that I'm bringing up because that is an episode in JoJo that the entire gimmick is the uneasiness of the restaurant that makes you feel like this is something that is way more fucked up than it is, because you see a dog explode and it's just like, oh, the chef is just doing something fucked up here. But the truth is that there's nothing wrong with the place, actually. It's just our perception of what the place was and our own suspicions that we are building up in terms of like the main character doing so, but also as the audience. We see it and we think, oh, there's something wrong here. This episode is similar in the sense that we are led to believe, based on everything that we see, that there's something truly and deeply fucked up with these burgers. What is the title of this goddamn episode? Because I think the title of the episode is the name of the fast food chain, Doublemeat Palace. Okay, like we are like we are kind of led to believe that there's something deeply wrong with the Doublemeat Palace, in the sense that, you know, the way the burgers are made, the way that management runs, the way that the entire business is built on. And the answer is that no, there's nothing wrong supernatural wise. You know, there's maybe things that are morally wrong with this, with the way that the entire industry works, the way that management works, or that employees work, what it demands of its employees in order to be able to stay for as long as those two guys stay, three guys, because the manager counts as well. You have to see how deeply wrong as like people, there is something that is fundamentally wrong with them and the way that they act in order to be the person that managed to stay there for as long as they have. They even have a title for them. It's lifers, you know? And there's something like deeply wrong with them. And you can see it in Manny the manager. Not a joke. Manny the manager, you can see it in him because he wanted Buffy to like have like team spirit. You know, she wanted Buffy to feel like, you know, like, oh, I'm a proud employee of the Doublemeat Palace, you know? Like, he wanted to bring that emotion out of his employees, and he was like, well, you know, people are not worthy. People who just come in and leave or whatever. You should follow the example of those guys. Those guys are lifers. They're going to stay there forever. And guess what? Those guys are great. You know, and you should look up to me. One day you're going to have this badge if you keep working here, and that's going to be great. One day you might be a manager at the Doublemeat Palace too. It's just like, oh man. And like, I at a moment during this episode, I ask, is this really, like, if maybe had someone that was watching this had a similar experience? And the answer is probably yes. Because in my head, I was thinking, like, generally speaking, the manager wouldn't want you to, like, they wouldn't want you to, like, just give you the burger and it's like, eat it. You know, it's part of the initiation ritual. You have to get accustomed to the taste or whatever. Like he was proud of it. Like, it was like you have to integrate into the life of being a Doublemeat Palace employee. Like, there was a pride element to it. And I was like, the manager wouldn't give a fuck about that. The manager would be like, okay, you're getting paid less. We're not wasting any, like, meat. We're not wasting any product. We're not wasting anything, and I'm not paying you jack shit. Like, they only care about making sure that we make more money. Like, that's usually the way that this shit works. But I have to imagine that both of these cases are probably true in the majority of the time. You either have a manager who is someone who does not give a fuck about nothing, doesn't care about you, because guess what? The manager's entire goal is to make sure that the building makes as much money as possible. That means that we have to cut corners, if we have to fire people, if we have to not pay you minimum wage, then we're not going to do so. Go fuck yourself. That's not my problem. I am making money. Capitalism. The other example, which is what the show is going for, is someone who's like fucking crazy. Someone who has been here for so long that the only way that they manage to integrate themselves into the system is to kind of lose their humanity by becoming a cog in the machine. And it's a cog. In order to be a cog in the machine, you have to be fucking insane. In order to endure the life that the Doublemeat Palace asks of you. And not specifically the Doublemeat Palace, the fast food industry. In order to be a part of it and stay there for as long as you have to lose yourself. Which is why we see that everybody here, everyone that's working there with Buffy, except for the one guy who died, and I immediately, when I saw that guy was cool, I was like, that guy's dead. Except for that guy, everyone else who has stayed for long enough, they just had their humanity sucked out of them because they just... Like, there was no demon or supernatural element to that. It's just like, no, in order to be here and work here, I just have to become a husk. I have to. It's like, there's no other solution to it. It's just part of the process. You know what's funny is that before I started watching this episode, I was having a moment where I was thinking to myself, this is not related to Buffy, but it's gonna circle back. Just follow me. I was thinking to myself, I don't know in reference to what it was, but I was having this moment of like, you know, sometimes people watch something and they don't think that there is like any like meaning to it, you know, that it's like completely divorced from any like kind of commentary from it. And I will say that in a lot of cases that is true, but in a lot of other cases, more so than people imagine, more so than people like realize, That's actually not the case. Because, like, this episode is actually saying something about, like, hey, the circumstances in which people that work on the fast food industry and the fast food industry itself is fucked up because of what it is doing to the human people that work there, right? The episode is saying that. Whether the writers wanted that to be the case or not is a different topic, and I do think that they actually did want to. And what I mean by that is that sometimes I feel like people, and this goes both for the audience as well as the writers, they might write something that is actually commentary on something that's real, and they might not intend for it to be commentary because they just take it as like, oh, this is just the way the world works. And it's just like, that's not just the way the world works. You just understand that this is the way the world works as it is presented to you. You can do something about that, by the way. Like, and that's not the way everything works. That's not the entire world. This is just something that you are very familiar with that is happening immediately next to you. And you understand that it's fucked up. That means that is something there's something you can do about that, my man. So, like, it is this thing of, like, there is an element of commentary that maybe some people don't realize. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, hey, it's fucked up for people who work in the fast food service in the way that Buffy did, or anyone in this episode did, even including Manny the manager. Every single one of the people working here, they have lost themselves in order to sustain that job. And we can see how this job even happens to begin with. Buffy is saying, I have dead. I need a job. I need to make sure that my sister stays with me. Like, I'm desperate. And I came here because this seemed to be the place that would give me the most immediate money. But if we even have Dawn have this, like, very real realization that she's having later, where Dawn is thinking to herself, like, hey, like, Buffy's never gonna have a real job. She's always gonna have these, like, low income jobs because she doesn't have the ability to keep anything that's, like, more proper in the real world, while also saving the world by killing demons and shit. So, like, she's actually worried about Buffy's future, professionally speaking, and that's okay. Like that's actually very mature from Dawn, and I really like that is a topic of conversation. But we get to see how this. I love how my channel sometimes just hard swerves into the left. Specifically in that direction, and it's just like, oh yeah, like I forget sometimes that people maybe tune in and they're just thinking that, oh man, I'm just like talking about like some dumbass show and it's just like fantasy and stuff, and it's like, actually no, like I'm pretty aware of certain things, so I just kind of sometimes just swerve there, and then it's like, oh sorry, but that's what I'm doing. But yeah, we get to see how Buffy, she is someone that is in a situation that is of course very unique because she's Buffy. She's the main character and she died and came back or whatever. But even without that, she lost her mom. She has to take care of a younger sister. Her dad is just like not here. Her dad doesn't give a shit. And now she has to, she can no longer study. She was in college and she's not going to be able to finish college because she has to find something that she can do in order to maintain Dawn, because Dawn is not a priority. So that means that she has to find a job in order to provide for both herself and Dawn. So that means that Buffy doesn't really have she doesn't have the ability to get a proper academic background in order to get a more professional job. She has to kind of settle for whatever she can get, which means that she's going to gravitate towards those jobs that, again, we get people in the fast food service or any other like more low income minimum wage jobs, that the conditions in which those jobs exist are horrible, and they shouldn't be, because there's no reason for them to be that way. And that enters the other conversation of like, well, those jobs only offer minimum wages, and sometimes even below that. Well, they can offer below that. The problem is not that they offer below that, even though maybe some places just get away with that. But they can't do that. But the problem is that the minimum wage is actually just too low. Maybe it wasn't super low in 2001 or whenever this is taking place, but it's definitely low now in 2025. But whatever, let's not talk about the future. Let's talk about right here. The reason why those places can get away with just offering minimum wages is not because like those workers deserve minimum wage. Because like the truth is that what you see in this episode is reality, and it sucks. Actually, it's a job that you should be paid more because it tortures you and gnaws away your soul in the way that it does. So if we go by, you know, what you deserve, this actually should give you more because of what you have to put up with. But it gives you less because they know that they can get away with doing so because this is the job that people come to when they're desperate, which means that this is the job that we can get away with just giving you $10 or whatever, and you just deal with that and you just fucking figure that shit out. And we get to see how Buffy's in this position of, I am struggling in life because of these circumstances. My mom died, my dad just doesn't answer to us, I have to take care of my little sister, I cannot get educated because I don't have the ability to do so, and also I have to save the world. So it's like, okay, I have to go get a job at McDonald's, dog. Like, I have to. And it sucks. It really truly sucks, and it is preying on people in situations like Buffy. And I've said this before, kind of jokingly, but also kind of seriously. And it's like, season 6 of Buffy is also just kind of swerving into this like class commentary. It is really just the class struggle of the people that don't have much, which is, you know, people in situations like Buffy that they have no control over. And I do really kind of like that. I don't know how much of that is intentional, but there is a level of awareness coming from the writing of this, of course, because otherwise this wouldn't exist in the way that it does. So maybe, I will say, maybe other like reactors or commentators in the platform are not going to give you this type of commentary, but it is going to be what my channel provides to you. It is this like class struggle being accentuated for you. In the form of Buffy Summers getting a job at McDonald's or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more than that. I think I just swear just out of nowhere. There's other stuff to talk about this episode beyond just the Doublemeat Palace. We can talk about Xander and Anya. So there's some questions that are starting to come forward about their relationship. And they have been there before, but before, I feel like, and on some level I still feel this way, that it was more of we're struggling with the married life, which is a normal thing to do, because now you're dealing with, like, you know, I have like this roommate for life, you know, we made a promise, and now it's like, now I'm starting to notice all of these like small things that this person does that I don't like, all of the small things that like I do that I don't like that I'm doing to other person, right? There's all these like small things and anxieties, and then there's like, do I talk to this person about it? Do I just, you know, just swallow it down and just pretend everything's fine because I don't want to start an argument? Like, there's all of these things that are surfacing forward now that are very normal to a relationship. And the thing is that they don't know how normal it is because both of them are in a situation where Xander doesn't really have that much experience dating people. The only experience he had was dating Cordelia, and he fucked that up. And also didn't last long, and also I don't know how real that was. And Anya was a demon for like a millennia or whatever. She doesn't really know how to be human. Like, that's kind of it. So they don't have that much experience in order to understand that this is kind of a normal thing. So I wonder moving forward, because this seems to be like definitely going to be a thing with them, that they are struggling in their married life and how they feel about each other. They're having doubts, they're having anxieties, and they're kind of fighting a little bit. This is definitely going to escalate further. So my question becomes, is this gonna be a case where they're gonna understand at some point? They're gonna think, okay, you know, we're having all these problems, but it's okay to have problems. It's okay to have these anxieties. It's okay to have these differences. We just have to talk it out, right? Like, because the truth is that whenever you coexist, go and have a space with another person that is your partner, and you're made this vow for life, and it's starting to dawn on you that you're gonna have to put up with what this person is, what they're doing, and you start to notice certain things that you didn't notice before. Like, all of these things are starting to surface, and of course, the things that you see about yourself that you didn't know that you had, that is starting to become more and more apparent whenever you are put in a position that you have to be with another person, because you didn't have that before. So now you start to see a lot of the habits that maybe you have. They are gonna have to talk some stuff out, which is very normal. It's actually a normal thing to do, and that is the healthy thing to do. But because they don't have to experience, I'm not entirely certain if they're gonna do so. I'm worried that Xander and Anya might just fall apart, and the reason why they fall apart is because they just don't talk things out. Maybe I would like it if they did, because at this point, like, we've been so far in deep with like Xander and Anya at this point, so many seasons, that I'm like at this point, I'm like, I just wanted to work. Like, I just wanted to work. I wanted to go through the rough patch of like coming to the understanding of like, okay, I have to share my life with this person. And now it's starting to like, the reality of it is starting to bother me. And it's like, okay, now you have to talk to that person about why it bothers you. You have to ask yourself why it bothers you, and then talk it out with that person and recognize like, okay, so this is some of the things that I do that maybe I shouldn't. This is some of the things that you do that maybe you shouldn't. And we start to, have discourse over it. We start talking about it. There's a discussion, there's growing, there's learning, and we move forward together. That is a healthy thing to do. I don't know if they're gonna get there because they simply don't have the experience and maybe not the maturity to do so. And they're at that like specific like spot where like I don't know if they're gonna make it or not. Because like that needs a level of maturity that I don't know if they have, but maybe they stumble onto the right answer accidentally. Maybe it will work. Who knows? So yeah, that's the thing about Xander and Anya right now that I don't know how I feel about. Because like there's things like, for example, like Anya is like, he tells me when I'm doing something that is not very human, or and Anya's like friend was like, oh, so he corrects you, and then Anya's like, wait, you say that if this is wrong, and it's like, well, he thinks he knows better than you, and it's like, well, no, he doesn't, but then Anya's like, maybe he does, like, and the thing is that like I do think that. My honest opinion is that I do think that Xander corrects Anya a lot in like, you shouldn't love money too much, even though I agree with that. You should have more human. And that's the part where I don't necessarily agree too much. And the thing is that it all comes from a place of Xander being like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do those things because they are a little too weird or whatever. Like coming from a place of like trying to change Anya, which I don't. Okay, my personal feelings is that I wouldn't necessarily want to change Anya too much because I just like Anya the way that she is. I wouldn't want to turn her more normal. I want her to be weirder even. Like maybe I would have a conversation about like the money situation, but at the same time I would be like, well, there is a certain charm to it, Maybe I wouldn't date the capitalist Anya, but I kind of like the quirky Anya. I wouldn't want to necessarily like try to make her more normal. But in terms of like relationship advice, I think that there is certainly conversations to be had about like whenever your partner says like, hey, maybe if you didn't act that way, this wouldn't have happened, and it's less so telling you what to do, but more so making you more conscious about like, these are some of the things that you didn't realize, you missed certain social clues, girl. And then she would be like, oh, I didn't understand that. Okay, thank you for telling me. Like, that would be nice. But not from a like, you should do that, but more in sort of like a, just so you know, here's something you may have missed kind of situation. And I don't know how much Xander wants to be controlling. And that's the other thing, is that I actually don't think that Xander wants to be that controlling. I don't think Xander thinks that he necessarily knows Anya like much better than Anya does. I think that Xander just has a very, like, a more, like, traditional way of seeing things because he's just a very, very simple man, contrary to Anya, who has been a demon for, like, 1,000,000 years or whatever. I keep just upping the number, even though that's not true. But, like, yes, like, Xander has this like more reactionary response to a lot of the shit that Anya says and does. So I think that maybe Xander should maybe realize that he shouldn't have those reactions as much. Maybe Xander should have this thing of like, you know what? I am overreacting sometimes whenever you do something or say something, and I shouldn't. I should just say like, that's my girl, and just kind of just let it go. Because here's the thing. Ultimately, if you fall in love with a person, you fall in love with what that person is, not what that person could become. You shouldn't look at a person and look at them and see, I could change them. And if I change them, then I could love them dearly. Or it's this thing of like, I am attracted to someone, and then you get to know them more, and it's like, ugh. Well, I can change the parts that I don't like. It's like, that doesn't really work. The real thing is that you have to actually fall in love with what the person is. And when you see a little deeper, you have to also be in love with those parts that you didn't see before. And that's where relationships get a little, relationships are complicated. and they are complicated because of several different factors. Because like you maybe fall in love with someone, were you attracted to that person? Was it just pure physical attraction, or was there something more? If there was something more, okay, cool. Now you got to know them better. Are you still in love with that person that you got to know them better? Because now there's a different layer that you didn't know before. Are you in love with the second layer, or is the second layer something that you feel a little bit conflicted about? Okay, what is your response to that second layer? Do you want them to change that, which I don't think you should do? Are you in love with that second layer, best case scenario, or do you feel a little conflicted about it, but you still love that person? Okay, now this is murky, because now you kind of have to wonder, can you fall in love with those parts that you didn't love before? But are also those parts that you should be in love, or things that you can talk it out and maybe they can be minimized to such a degree that it doesn't really become a big issue, but you don't necessarily want to suppress it. You don't want that person to just go away and change it. That would be selfish. You just want to have an actual dialogue and conversation about it. And then it becomes a conversation of like, okay, how much can you put up with that versus how much of that what you're saying can the other person put up about you? Because now we have to start having the conversation of like, you have to be willing to put up with a level of stuff, and the other person have to be willing to put up with a level of your stuff as well, including when there's disagreements because you don't like a thing that the other person has. And that applies to both of them. And those lines are very blurry, and it is extremely on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes a person can put up with something and a different person cannot put up with it. And that becomes kind of the differences in relationships. So it really is just a matter of like, do you two match? Do you two just match at all? And there are elements where you can actually fight for a relationship. You can try to improve and grow and be better, and the other person can try to do the same. But at the end of the day, you cannot change who you are on like a core level, and the other person cannot do it either. So you kind of have to realize, is this something that we can fight for, or is this something that is just like it wasn't meant to be, right? We're just not compatible people. That is the thing about Xander and Anya, where I am not entirely sure which direction is going to go. And I do want to say that whenever Xander proposed to Anya earlier in the season, he did so when Anya was doing some dumb Anya shit. I don't remember what it was, but she was at like the cash register saying something weird. And that's when Xander decided to propose to her. And I think that that is a good sign, because what he did is that he looked at Anya in her like pure Anya state. You know, he was looking at Anya whenever Anya was just being weird and greedy, and he was like, that's the woman I'm in love with. And then that's when he decided to announce it to everybody. The anxiety came afterwards, but the moment, the feeling of the moment came in a very like honest moment, really, like a very pure moment of like realizing like, that's the woman I love. And that's a good sign. That's actually a good sign. So I think that coming from the Xander perspective, I think his heart is in a right spot. I think he's in love with Anya and what Anya is. I do think that Xander maybe has certain responses and reactions that he should watch out a little bit more for, because I don't think that he ultimately means them to the degree that he sounds like sometimes. It's like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this or whatever. It's this thing of like, actually, I think he just has those responses because that's just the way that he grew up in, the environment he grew up in. He sees something that is weird and different, and he's like, oh, you're being weird and different. And it's like, maybe you can just shut up and just let your wife be weird. That is probably what you want. I don't think that Xander wants Anya to become super normal. I think it's one of those things where he has the reaction, but then he thinks about it and he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, you know? I feel like that would be the case whenever we dive into it further. Now, coming from Anya has been so in love with Xander for so long, but that was attraction. That was just like an attraction basis. Like the basis of that was just pure raw attraction whenever we saw it in like season 3 and season 4. At this point, she's gotten to know him, and I think that she's still in love with him after getting to know him and seeing all of the sides of Xander, as pathetic as they can be and as difficult as they can be. I think that she's still in love with him. So if that is the case, then that is a great thing, and that is something that makes you think that, okay, maybe their relationship is going to work out. There's going to be some rough patches. They're going to have to figure some stuff out about certain ways in which they act, the things that they say to one another, but I think that ultimately it's going to work out. But that's me being maybe a little bit too positive. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We see which direction it goes. I'm kind of rooting it for it to succeed just because it's been so long that we have had this character just having this relationship that I'm like, just make it work, man. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, Tara came like a season after Anya. So I feel like Tara and Willow maybe are not necessarily, we're not as solid as Sandra and Anya, even though Sandra and Anya was like definitely goofier. It's the relationship that I'm looking at them and I'm like, just make it work. Like, I just hope it works. Like, at this point, if like if we get to like the ending of season 6 and it's like, actually we broke up and like we're going solo now, we're all lonely and we are failures and that's it. I mean, I guess it would be like kind of online with season 6, or maybe wouldn't, because like, would it be in line with season 6? Because like season 6, like, I feel like it would be good to have a storyline where like we are dealing with like the trouble of like the recently, like, we're about to get married and it's like all of the anxiety and the doubts that come with that, but then we actually end up realizing that that's actually normal and that the solution to that is to actually just talk things out, put things on the table and actually vocalize your feelings and your insecurities and your anxieties and the things that you see that you wish you shouldn't carry forward with, because that is kind of an issue that happens a lot with relationships. It's like, I am not going to say something that bothers me or something that I feel because I am afraid of, like, fighting. So I think that they should be vocalizing some of their struggles then. But yeah, I don't know what direction that relationship is going to go. Another thing, Willow did magic again today, but that wasn't her fault. She was being given magic by Amy. I've said this before, man, but like, I don't like the like analog that we're drawing between like magic and drugs, because it really is just magic is drugs. It really is just like, I took a hit of magic and I'm jittery and it's like, oh, I need another. I really like the magic. And it's just like, come on. It's just, magic has never been drugs in the show. It never has been. It was just magic. And now suddenly they want to tell a storyline of like Willow being fucking too far gone. And the thing is that I really like that storyline. I really like what we're doing with Willow. I don't like that we're utilizing magic as like a simplified version of it. It's like a cop-out. It feels like a cop-out to me. It's just like, oh, magic was the problem because magic was crack and she was doing crack and we are trying to get our friend off of crack. And it's just like, no! Willow has issues about the way she sees herself, the way she sees the world, and the way that she approached every single one of her relationships and every problem that she's ever faced in life for the past, like, however amount of years. And even before that, and that is what is making her the person that she is now. That is the problem. It's not the magic weed. The magic weed wasn't even weed before this season. It was just magic. So that's something that I still feel like a little bit conflicted about. And I was okay with it for an episode. It's been a couple of episodes now where we keep mentioning it and we keep bringing it forward. And I'm still, like, my opinion has not changed, but it has become more bothersome the more we dwell into it. I'm just like, it's not fucking drugs. It's not. It's just magic. And the real problem is something that we're kind of ignoring because it's maybe too complex to just talk about. But at least show me that is the problem, right? That's what I want to see. So that's where I am. But okay, let's talk about Amy. I like this Amy thing because it's like weird. Because like Amy's one of our oldest characters. Amy was here in like episode 3 or 4. I think it was episode 3. Yeah. I like that episode and I like what it did and I like Amy. And then Amy was vaguely in the background for a couple of things. And then she turned into a rat. And then she was a joke that we sometimes remember that existed until she became a character like 2 episodes ago. And the character that she became was that friend that gets you into Bravo. That friend that is just like, dude, we should go outside. We should go until like 3 a.m. We should do donuts in the parking lot and smoke some crack or whatever. Sorry, I don't really have much street experience. Let me be honest with you. Maybe it comes across a little bit obviously to you. So I never really had that friend, but that is a friend that I see exists. And that is the role that Amy is taking in the story. But now it seems like that role is going to change a little bit. Because it seems like maybe Amy's going to become a little bit more of an antagonistic figure. And the reason why I say that is because, well, first of all, she looks like an antagonist. Like, whenever she was brought back, I was worried that she would be bad or evil in any way, because of what you see even in the recap for this episode, where when she was brought back as a human, she looks at Buffy and she looks at Buffy. Buffy asks her like, "How have you been, rat? You?" dead. Huh. And like she has these eyes, this like eyes of, at the time I was like, well, I understand that she looks weird because she is readjusting to being a normal person, but the glare that she has was very like I don't like you, like I hate you, of like, huh, like bitch. Like she had those eyes. And in this episode, they come back whenever she's having that conversation with Willow. And the reason why I feel like she might be more antagonistic moving forward is because she had that moment where she was like, she brought up the fact that, like, you know, those years that you didn't turn me back as a human and you just kept me as a rat. And that sounded a little venomous. That sounded a little bit, you know, like she doesn't really forgive Willow for that. Like she judges her for that, as she should. Like I don't actually feel like that is not warranted from Amy, because Willow literally only had to think about Amy for like 5 minutes, like remember that Amy existed, and it's like, oh, I can turn her back as a human, and then she did, and like there you go, Amy's a person now. But that is, Willow could have definitely done that like a year and a half ago if she had like put a little bit more effort into it. She didn't. She absolutely didn't. She went and brought Buffy back to life before she decided to help out Amy. I guarantee you she didn't think about Amy one time in that entire time that Buffy was dead. And it's just like even before then, too busy having lesbian sex with Tara, which, to be fair, but come on, Amy's a person that you could have helped and you didn't, because Willow was being a little bit too self-centered. So I don't necessarily blame Amy for that, for feeling like maybe a little bit antagonistic towards Willow, because like, hey, y'all could have helped me and you didn't. And it's like, well, that's fair. Like, it is fair. So I'm looking at that and I'm looking at Amy and I'm like, maybe Amy's going to become an antagonist of sorts moving forward. And this is what I want to see. I want Amy to join the Three Stooges. I want Amy to become the fourth member of the dumbass trio with Jonathan and Warren and Andrew. I want Amy to become a fourth member. And they're definitely gonna do the thing where like she's gonna go and it's just gonna be like, I want revenge on them for not helping me. And they're gonna be like, dude, that's a girl. She wants to join our group. I've never talked to a girl before. Oh, man. And both Jonathan and Andrew are going to be, like, weird in the background. They're not going to know how to talk to a woman. And then Warren's going to be weird and creepy and like, yeah, I got a plan. And then the other two is just going to cower in the background and they're not going to know how to talk to a woman. Like that's, I already see the scene in my head. And if exactly that happens, I'm going to be like, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to look at my screen. I'm just going to sit here with my hands on my head because I can already foresee the future. But I kind of want to see it. I do kind of want Amy to become the fourth member of the dumbass group that are the nemesis of the season. Because I just think that would be funny. Would be fun. Anything else on this episode? Spike showed up again. You know, James Masters has to get paid. Like, it's so funny how the further the show goes, the funnier Spike becomes, because it really is like it's almost a game that I want to play, because I'm watching the episode of Buffy and like 10 minutes in, we're just gonna be on a scene that takes place during nighttime, and I'm just looking at I'm looking at my fictional hypothetical watch that doesn't exist, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's about Spike time. And then he just shows up and it always shows up in like a moment where like he doesn't need to be here. He just shows up, and it's starting to get really funny to me, because it was a moment where like Buffy's working and then she looks up and it's just Spike there, and it's just like, oh, here he is again. God damn it, this dude. So it's at this point it's kind of funny. It's like a Spike jump scare. It's so funny. And like I felt like that was like a perfect example of like why I'm so mixed on Spike. And it was this moment where he's like, Buffy, you're not happy here. Like, you need to get out of here. Like, this place does things to you. True. All of that is true. From like capitalism is hell, the industrial system does not care about your way. However, Spike is saying that just because he wants to tell Buffy, let's just run away together, have sex in the back. So that's where it loses me. That's the part where I'm like, okay, I was with you up until you made it about yourself. Like, that's how I feel about it. But the thing is that I know that Spike actually understands that this play is bad. I know that he knows that. But also he's using it as an excuse in order to make it so he can go and bang Buffy. Like, sure. But like, it works too. Like, they have a moment, like not that night, but like one day later, Buffy's just like, I hate this place. Spike is right there. Fuck it, let's go bang in the back. So they just do it, and it's just like, all right. Buffy's becoming increasingly more honest with herself after last episode, and that's something I actually like to see. I like to see a more honest version of Buffy that is just like indulging more into her desires or whatever. Like, that's okay. I like that. I always enjoy whenever a character becomes like a more honest version of themselves. Like, I don't like, and I mean, I don't like, but also this is just the way it is. Whenever characters or people are just like denying themselves something that is very clearly real and true. They're just like, no, and they have their personal reasons why they do so. That's very normal, but that's not something I necessarily like. So I always like whenever you have storylines of like becoming more honest with yourself, of like, okay, I was telling myself that this wasn't the case, but it actually was, and I'm just gradually becoming more amenable to the idea and being able to entertain it more, until the point where I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm just banging Spike in the back. Like, I want this, fuck it, who am I to say no? And it's like, yeah, I like that. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's necessarily healthy for you, but I do like that this honesty of yourself is actually coming forward. So that's something I do like. So yeah, I like that clarity and insight there that Buffy's attaining in the middle of her McDonald's shift. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. I don't know what else to say. I think that might have been it for this episode. That was a good recording. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye. And alright, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions as well as full-length reactions and Angel Watch Alongs, you can do this over at the Patreon. Check out the links down below, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that you do, and I see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.